What is happening, gods and goddesses? First ever podcast episode of 2022. I am so happy. God blessed me with another year, and I am hoping to be blessed with many more memories this upcoming year. I hope to continue to make more content for you guys that you guys will love. And if you want to see anything, be sure to let me know in the comments. If you want to see more videos about football, if you want to see more videos about movies, drama, UFC, boxing, Jake Paul, you name it, I'll talk about it or I'll simply act about it. Because don't forget, I will definitely do some skits that you do not want to miss. For example, my Patrick Mahomes skit after they lost the Super Bowl to my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Definitely one of the funniest videos on the planet Earth. And simply, if you just want to talk about life, go ahead, comment below, and I will definitely just talk about simple facts of life, simple things that people take for granted in life. But I'm hoping you guys can also raise my subscribers so that way I can do what I love for longer, but also start to make some money off of it, because I guarantee you my content will only get better. So again, if you guys want me to talk about something in particular, you know what to do. Just like, subscribe. And I hope you guys had a great new year. Hope you guys didn't drink too much. It was pretty quiet in my town, unless you went to the Senate, because that is the party capital. Excuse me, I just had some Canada Dry. That is the party capital of Pueblo, Colorado. You don't think of Pueblo, Colorado unless you think of the Senate, because that is Pueblo's Omnia nightclub. You know how Vegas has the Omnia nightclub, which is probably one of the most popular nightclubs in all of Vegas. Well, that is the Senate for you. I didn't go. Line was too long. Instead, I kept it low key and just chilled, watched some movies, and then just drank a bit. I like Pendleton. I gotta like Proper 12, but that's all I really did. Nothing too snazzy, nothing too over the top. I figured, you know what? Once I get to a point in my life where I can truly celebrate, that's when I'll go out, and that's when I'll be partying like I can, partying like I know how. But until then, it's time to grind. It's time to get to business. It's time to truly understand that, hey, we got to get grinding. So let's get down to the task at hand. I love Antonio Brown. He is one of my all-time favorite players in the NFL. I mean, just his work ethic alone is what makes me like him. I'll get into all the off-field dramas in a little bit. But Antonio Brown is one of my all-time favorite players. I even liked him when he was on the Steelers. He was probably one of the only guys I liked on the Steelers, because he just holds records for about everything. Obviously, he holds records for yards. He holds records for catches. The amount of records that man has in just his seems like a short career is absolutely incredible. He even signed that football right there that you guys see in every podcast I do. And we also got this picture right here. I met him in Vegas in July. I was just walking through Caesars, and then I'm like seeing a sign that says Antonio Brown autograph signing today. And I'm like, hey, this may be the only chance I get to meet Antonio Brown until I'm famous, which is going to be who knows when. But I just jumped at the opportunity to try and meet him, and I did. He was a very cool guy. He saw my UFC shirt I was wearing, and he's like, who you got in the fight tonight? I'm like, I got Conor. He's like, hell yeah, man, Conor all day. And I'm like, I hope to see you there tonight. He's like, yep, I'll be there. So we kind of bonded off of the UFC event that was happening that night. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3. He's an all-out great human being, but there are some demons that I feel that my boy has. I am all Team AB, but like the mantra is on this podcast, I got to keep it real. And I just got to talk about what the entire situation has presented itself. It started in Pittsburgh with Antonio Brown missing some practices. He basically saw that, Big Ben has kind of had some special treatment throughout his career. And why wouldn't he? He's Big Ben Roethlisberger, one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. He figured he should have the same special treatment that Ben does. I can see why he would, but also you don't really see anybody trying to do that. That's just an unwritten rule in the NFL for any team in any sport. You just don't go out and do that. So it all started then, and it all just simply kind of went downhill. AB was missing practices. He would show up to games in a fur coat, not really participating in any of the team meetings, team lunches, team dinners. He was basically running on his own time. And what became the straw that broke the camel's back is when he went Facebook Live after the Steelers defeated the Kansas City Chiefs in a divisional round game, 18-15 back in 2017. They were going to go to New England, get revenge, and they were en route to being on the Super Bowl. But Antonio Brown went Facebook Live. And that is a big no-no, simply because coaches after games talk about what went wrong in the game, what went right for the game. They discuss a little bit of the game plan for that game, the prior game, and they discuss the game plan for the next game. And Antonio Brown just broke that code because he was just talking about himself. He was talking about the catches he had. He was talking about the catches and looks that he didn't have. So it was truly like, why is he doing that? What's the point of doing that? But I believe this is what made Antonio Brown do all this other crazy things that I'm about to go into, is because he saw that, hey, I'm getting a lot of views. I'm getting a lot of hearts. Many people, I'm sure, were just astonished to see that, oh man, AB's going live in the locker room. Let's see what the locker room looks like after a big game. So that's what started it. Then Antonio Brown gets traded in March of 2019 to the Raiders. And that's when more chaos ensued. First of all, with the helmet thing, I'm pretty sure that not many players were making that big of a deal about the helmet. I didn't even know that players playing specific helmets. To me, I'm like, hey, a helmet's a helmet. If I was a football player like that, I wouldn't be complaining too much about my helmet. But that was a big deal to him. And I could understand why, but I also can't really understand why. Then he got into the cryo chamber with some somewhat damp feet. And he posted those pictures on Instagram. Those pictures, nasty. But that just became a drama thing. Then there were some rumblings that there was arguments going on between him and the front office of the Raiders. He called one of the Raiders coaches a cracker, called him a saltine. I'm not going to go into the whole race thing. That's just simply what happened. And all in all, he basically had an espresso at the Oakland Raiders. Back then, Oakland Raiders. He didn't play a single game. He suited up in a preseason game for them, and that was it. That was it. He didn't play a single snap and was out of the Raiders. Then he went to the Patriots, had a great game against the Dolphins. Tom Brady threw him a touchdown, and we thought, man, Antonio Brown joining the Patriots with Tom Brady at the time was like Kevin Durant joining the Golden State Warriors. It was just truly something that was crazy and good for AB, because who knows, maybe he wouldn't be distracted by everything else and could just focus on playing football and could just focus on potentially winning a Super Bowl. Then some allegations surfaced up of Antonio Brown being involved in a sexual assault case. The details of that are very vague, but we just know that that was the beginning of Antonio Brown's true off-field issues, because he's had off-field issues like I just talked about, but these ones were getting into the assault range, the suspension range, the arrest range. We're getting to actual dark stuff. The other stuff, off-field stuff, I wouldn't say are things you could sweep under the rug, but they're definitely some things that, one can forget about. So he had that ordeal with the Patriots. Bill Belichick then cut him, essentially said there's no room for that kind of conduct in our locker room. I agree. In a winning environment like that, you have to get that kind of toxicity out of the locker room. So then he tries to get that situated. He was being just crazy. He threw furniture off of a 16-story apartment, off of the 16th floor, not 16 stories, off of the 16th floor, almost hitting a little kid in the swimming pool. He beat up a truck driver, and many people were just very, very disappointed in him because he was in the news not for his play, but for his issues off the field. The NFL then suspended him for 8 games in the 2020 season. Didn't come back until October of 2020, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed him. And a lot of people found this very shocking. It had people absolutely befuddled because Tom Brady, who just went to Tampa Bay, had everything in order, but they were still missing that one piece, and that was Antonio Brown. And may I remind you guys, Bruce Arians, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, did not want Antonio Brown. He thought, hey, we have enough. We have Mike Evans. We have Chris Godwin. We have Scotty Miller. We have many other guys that can help us win a Super Bowl. But no, Tom Brady wanted that guy because Tom Brady loves Antonio Brown, and he knew, hey, I can straighten him out. Not fully, but I can get him on the right path. That led to Antonio Brown being moved into Tom Brady's home for a little while. And For all we know, Antonio Brown was a very stand-up modeled citizen. A few injuries here and there, but nothing in the news like we're accustomed to seeing with him. Then we get to the Super Bowl. Antonio Brown has a very great game. He catches many good passes from Brady. Then he also catches a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And we thought, wow, Antonio Brown is a champion. We never thought we'd ever see that. But Tom Brady got him that ring, and that was that. Antonio Brown rode off that season into the sunset. And that leads us to what happened last Sunday. But before then, he was caught having a fake vaccination card. Got suspended from weeks 13 to 15 of this NFL season, and that just really made me sad. That just made me like, damn, AB, what are you doing? You know, this isn't you. This isn't who I know you are. Just get back to playing football. Back to playing football he did. Tom Brady decided to get him back into a rhythm. He threw him 15 balls. AB caught 10 of them. He gave him the numbers that Antonio Brown wants and the numbers Antonio Brown needs, because back on the Steelers, and mainly on the Steelers, Antonio Brown complained about Big Ben not throwing him the ball too much. Well, that is what led to this past Sunday. Apparently, Antonio Brown wasn't getting the ball enough, and the rumor on the sideline was Tom Brady went up to him to see what the problem was, and Antonio Brown said, well, looks like you're going back to your boy Gronk. It's only because Gronk has been out of sorts lately. Since the New Orleans game that happened, which was one of the worst games I ever saw, I don't even want to talk about that game. Gronk has been out of sorts to the point where Tom Brady decided to throw Gronk a ball in the back of the end zone. I think it was the Jets game. Might have been the Panthers game. But it went through Gronk's hands. And it was a catch that Gronk makes at least 10 times out of 10. It had Brady very frustrated. And at the end, it had Brady going up the sideline saying, what is he doing? I'm not saying that Brady and Gronk are having troubles, but, you know, he's going back to Gronk the same way that Brady went to AB to get him back in a rhythm of some sort, especially because of all the time that AB has missed. And Gronk hasn't had the same role that he had last year. He has more of a predominant role this year than he did a season ago. But that led to Antonio Brown just completely spazzing out, taking his pads off, throwing his pads on the bench, taking his undershirt off, throwing them in the stands, taking his gloves off, throwing them in the stands, waving goodbye, throwing deuces up to the crowd, and leaving. And that post-game press conference, Bruce Arians said Antonio Brown is no longer a member of the Buccaneers, which is truly sad. I was completely baffled at the situation. You know, I just couldn't believe, after all of the good things that AB has been going through in his life, he's been going through more good things now than bad things, albeit he had the fake vaccination card. He just got through that hurdle. And now this happens. I was truly sad because I look up to Antonio Brown very, very much. He is a hard worker. I love the way he plays. I love the energy he brings not only to his team, but to the entire football field as a whole. He is one of the best receivers in the league. And like I said earlier in my show, his numbers show for it. His numbers show that he is one of the best. And will there be someone to catch his record? I don't know. But then the reports came out this year that AB isn't let go. He isn't cut. He is still on the Buccaneers roster. So there's still a glimmer of hope. There is still some hope that Antonio Brown could be back and could be playing for the Buccaneers. There's rumors saying that he won't be on the Buccaneers and he may never get another chance in the NFL ever again. There is rumors, speculation that AB could have another chance in the NFL with just a different team. I'm not going to go into simply that side of the story. I just wanted to catch you guys up on what happened. And it's just truly sad to see a guy of that caliber. He's a celebrity. He became a celebrity. He's hanging out with rappers. He dropped a few albums. He dropped an amazing single with Rick Ross, Whole Lot of Money. This guy is taking the nation by storm, not only because of his on-field athletics and because of his on-field achievements, but mainly because of his off-field antics. But this is truly the incident that sparked everyone's interest onto, okay, has he always been like this? Or is this just something that completely happened? All the other incidents that Antonio Brown has been through, none of them have really been on camera besides him saying I'm free from the Raiders and him spazzing out on the sideline, throwing a Gatorade cooler onto the football field when he played for the Raiders. Obviously the Facebook Live debacle. all that led to us saying, okay, there's something wrong with Antonio Brown. But this incident that happened this past Sunday was truly something that, okay, it all opened our eyes to see that, is this a locker room thing? Is this a big old middle finger to the Buccaneers organization? Or is something truly wrong with Antonio Brown? Is he having mental issues? And there's a lot of things that many people can't compartmentalize, and being in the NFL is probably one of them. I'm not saying that's the deal with Antonio Brown, but my whole thing is I don't think AB has a form of CTE. He's only been hit hard once, and that was when the Bengals played the Steelers. And ever since then, I just do not believe that Antonio Brown has been hit hard enough to have symptoms of CTE. I just think something is wrong with him. I just think he has some mental issues. And I am here to say, I hope he gets the help he needs so that way he can get back on the football field as soon as possible, because the NFL and the entire sport of football is just better with Antonio Brown in it. It's more fun. It's more exciting with my guy, AB, on the field. And I hope he comes back to the Bucs. I hope he repeats. I looked him in the eye and told him, I'm like, hey, please go get another ring. So that way you can just be put more in the GOAT conversation for wide receivers. I do think it's a mental issue, and I just really hope, me as a fan, he has fans that will stick through with him through all this. He has those fans. I am one of them. I just hope he gets the help that he needs. I hope he gets the help that he can and gets a lot of things off of his chest, because, shoot, I'll even talk to him. Antonio Brown, if this gets to you, I will talk to you. I would love to make some music with you, and I would just love to talk to you and get your take on some of these situations. I honestly forgive you in all these situations that you've done, okay? I'm not knocking on you, and I'm not hating on you for these situations. I just want you to get the help that you need, and I sincerely would love to have a chat with you. I sincerely would love to talk with you, hang out with you, chill with you, get to know you more as a person, and just see what your side of the story really is. And before we know it, I'm sure he'll be back on the football field catching touchdown passes from Brady or whomever his quarterback may be on another team. Thank you guys for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe. Again, comment if there's any videos you want me to do, if you want me to do skits, if you want me to do fight companions, if you want me to talk about old McGregor fights, old Mike Tyson fights, old Brock Lesnar fights, Rousey, you name it, I will do it. It's your boy Hollywood AJ. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay thick, keep it 100. Shout out to Brendan Schaub for that line. But keep it 100. The TAC 2022. Hope you guys have a blessed new year. May nothing but amazing things happen to all you guys, to all my fans. And again, help me get to 1 million subscribers so that way we can just only take off from here. All right? I'm out.